Good morning. Another week has passed. Here we are in the middle of October. Weather here is still beautiful in Bermuda, and I am thankful. So far we've been talking about home. And this week we're going to finish out with home, talking about what's in your home. I got the title from What's in Your Wallet, that commercial we see. Because when we talk about home, we talk about prosperity and all of those things as well. Well, let's think about it first, as we've done all the other weeks when we talked about defining what home is to you. And then last week I said, have you arrived home? And this week I'm asking you, what's in your home now that you arrived there? Because surely the presence of God is right here in your home, in your heart, right now. And also from the quote you see on my cover photo, it says, the words you speak are the house you live in. So I used home. The words you speak are the home you live in. That was by Hafiz. What words are you using to describe your home, the one that you're in? So before we get into that anymore, let's go into our prayer. So take a deep breath in and center yourself. And allow the presence of God and the spirit and the energy of God to surround you right here, right now. As you hold on to the truth that home is in your heart and in every breath that you take. And in that space, God is, and you are guided by that presence of God. So breathe in that, and knowing that God is truly right here, right now, every moment, every breath, every step you take, God is there, guiding you, loving you, embracing you, and moving you through every trial and tribulation, every good time, every bad. Through this pandemic, we're all feeling so many emotions. As they say, the numbers are rising as the weather is changing. So keep the faith and know that God's in the midst of it. It may not feel like it, and you wonder why and what's going on. But remember, God is guiding us. Go within to your home of your heart and seek the presence and allow it to express through you to the path you are to take through this pandemic. For those who are sick, those who are without jobs, those who are struggling in various different ways, we bless you and we hold the power of God with you right here, right now. That you are guided to what you need in every moment. That healing takes place in your body if you're in need of healing, whether it be physical, emotional. Seek God first. Breathe in that energy of healing light surrounding you and blessing you. So we bless the doctors and nurses who are now working a lot more hours again as this pandemic moves through another phase worldwide. As we do and are guided to do what helps each and every one of us to heal, to care for one another as we move through these trying times. But know that with God there are wonderful things that are happening and taking place. If we speak and look and listen, we'll know that God is blessing each and every one of us. And there are wonderful things taking place in the midst of all that is going on. So we send healing and loving energy out to all people around this world. And we know that God's love is enfolding and embracing us and protecting us and watching over us. For God is everywhere present. There is no place that God is not. So even in a low time, seek that presence. Ask for that guidance and listen for that still small voice. As you say, thank you, God, for all that is transpiring right here, right now. In the next moment, give thanks and watch your life shift and change and move to a better place, no matter the circumstances. For you are richly blessed right now. So take another deep breath in as we say amen and thank you, God. Amen. We're going to listen to a song by Watkins called In the Garden, and I think it really speaks about our home and where we are right now, and to remember that place where God is, home. So listen to this song, The Garden.
There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden where God's grace blooms. There is a garden where everything grows, a beautiful garden where love is sown. And in this place of light and love, you can have anything that you're dreaming of. There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden. That garden is you. And in this place of light and love, you can have anything that you're dreaming of. There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden. That garden is you. Such a beautiful garden. That garden is you.
That garden is you. Home. What's in your home? I hope you're saying you, your true self, the heart of you, the Christ presence of you, the light of you. That is home. And what's in your home? Those are the attributes, and I'm asking you to seek even in the midst of all that's going on. We say the definition of home is a place where you live permanently and family are there. That's home too. But that spiritual home is a key part here, that garden. And when we think about gardens, I always think about rose gardens and flower gardens, that beautiful place. And that's where you are. I started this month talking about being beautiful. So think about you. This is the self of you. That's what's in your home. That beautiful you, the essence, the warmth, the joy, the allness of you, all of that is in your home, in the heart of you, even when you don't have a paycheck, even when you don't have a building around you, even when you can't get out to church, even when all the things that you always thought were home are falling down apart around you in the physical and outer world. You are home within you where God is. 1 Corinthians 6:16, and I says, we are a temple of the living God. That's what home is. That's where home is, and what is in your home. You are in that. And in that garden, your dreams do come true. For you are a loving child of God. The self, you are here. So what questions, what did you come up when you saw my title this week? Did you think about it? What's in your home? What's in your house? What's in your wallet? What did you think about? I've already explained a defined home and said, what did you think? Did you go a little bit deeper and come up with some ideas? Our revealing word talks about the Christ self. Charles Fillmore, our co-founder of the Unity group, said the Christ self is the divine idea, or our true spiritual self of each and every one of us. That human self, or that natural self, is incomplete. It's not full yet. It's not fully developed like our true self that is within us. The physical self is always moving. It comes from a baby and it gets to old age and it goes away. But our spiritual self is always here. Is always around. I always think of my grandmother. She's with me every step of the way. She's been transitioned, 10, I don't even know how many years now. But she is still here. Her true self is still living in with me and guiding me with the power of God. Our Christ self is fulfillment of our spiritual being. It puts God first in our life. It remembers to step back when our human self says, I don't have enough. I don't have what I need. I don't have a home, that physical thing. I don't have all those things that the world tells me I need. It puts God first and says, you have all that you need. We in this world, on this journey called life. Wow, what a journey it is, especially this year, 2020. As we all know, we hear about it every day. It's been a journey of it seems more downs and ups. But there are so many wonderful things that are still going on in there. But sometimes it's easy on this journey that when we see all these things to want to travel on a different road, to say, I want to be like that rich person over there. I want to be like that person because I don't have a job now. I'm losing my house and I'm worrying and all of these things. And we look outside ourselves instead of going to our true self, going home within to the heart of who we are. We look for those outer physical things or the attributes of those outer things. So I'm going to ask you the question, when you talk about your home, when you define what's in your home, what attributes are in your home? What is it about you or me that is true that's in your home? Sometimes when I'm feeling like I need to seek strength to get through some things, because everyone is going through things in their life in various different ways. Man, oh, I can't believe how many different things going on. Good and bad and ugly and wonderful, good, wonderful, beautiful. All of those attributes are going on there. But two people, and I spoke about one of them last week. They have written so many quotes and one writes poems or quotes that are things that you can hold on to get through, to get to a place of peace in yourself. So when I look up outside myself, if I'm going to look at someone else, I'm going to look for someone that's positive, that has attributes that lift me up, that bring me joy and passion and zeal in life and peace. Those are the things, if you're going to look outside, look for those attributes, look for those things, those positive things outside, and bring them into you. Don't look on the outside like the news and the bad things and then let them suck into you. Bring all the positive things in you. Last week I used a quote by Maya Angelou. And this week I'm going to add Oprah Winfrey. And these are two strong, powerful black women that have attributes that will keep anyone keep it on, if that's what they want. And get you to compel you to move forward and keep trying again and trying to place and find better and more inspiring ways to shift your life and move your life. Because each of these women came from childhoods that I never lived through, and I know some people that were painful and gave them a path that was hard in the beginning and brought them to a place of peace. And I know they have ups and downs in life. Oprah and Maya Angelou had those ups and downs in life, but they started out in places that were painful and came to these realizations of what home and what true self is all about. Maya Angelou, I quoted last week, says, "A bird doesn't sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song." Maya Angelou was raped, I think I get a story right, when she was a young child. She stopped speaking for five years. And she was that bird. And she didn't sing or speak, not because she didn't have an answer. She already had a song within her. She had to just get through it to get to that place to bring forth that song. Because when you're born a child of God, like each and every one of us, we already have an inner song. And it comes forth or manifests in different ways for each of us. And for her, it was poetry. I love her poetry in there. They tell stories of life. And I talked about this one last week about the journey of understanding about what home is, what a true home is, and finding the wisdom of God within all of that, and using discernment to reveal the knowledge and the intelligence that is always within you, and helps you to understand even more and more that you are a child of God and that you are truly home already. Then there's Oprah Winfrey. And she has this quote that I love that speaks truly to what we're talking about here today, about words, as the Hoffa quote says in the beginning, about words in your house. She says, "I think that when you invite people to your home, you invite them to yourself." Think about that. When you invite somebody in your home, you're opening yourself up to be more vulnerable. Because what do people do when they come in your home? They spy. They look around, they see what you have, they judge it as good or bad to what they have, and they look around and they see what you got on and all of those things, and they're making judgments most times. So when you invite someone into your home, you're inviting them not just into your physical home, into your heart. And some of those people, like I use the word discernment, you will let go and not invite them back. That's a good choice if it's not for you. But your true self will come forth in the conversations and the sharing and all of those things, and the attributes of the person that you invited in will either be positive or negative and bring you, and you want to bring all the positive in. That's why discernment is a key thing in your home journey. So I urge you to search and look for your true self in your home, in the heart of who you are. Life is that journey that ebbs and flows, ups and down, and it's truly up and down in this world right now. More than the downturn in the economy 10 years ago, we at least had ways of getting forward. This is one where we can't quite see where it's going. But we have to trust God and know there is no place like home. You know, in the story of the wizard, how she clicked her candle and said, no place like home is no place like home. Because when we go home into the Christ presence of God, into our heart, into the mind of God, it's the most beautiful place to go. And it gets us beyond and away from all the images and all the things on the outer world that we are in right now. It returns us into that place of peace, our true home. Because home is not a place to return to or come from. The comfort of home is within you right here, right now. Home is the truth of who you are. It never leaves you. So even in the midst of all the turmoil that's going on in this world right now, go home to your true self. If you're finding yourself wobbling and worrying and struggling and all those things and in your head, go into your heart. Journey into your heart and allow the manifestations of awakenings to take place. Allow your imagination to come forth and open yourself up to more positive images and thoughts. When I say, what's in my home, I had to think about some things too. And these are what came to me. And as we talked about in the beginning, and I've said the essence of what this talk about home is your true self. Self-acceptance is in my home. Love, joy, a prosperity consciousness, peace, family, memories, loving memories of, like I said, my grandmother, uncles, friends, and family, those who have transitioned, courage. And you know, the other things that I mentioned last week, I believe, were the 12 powers, Unity 12 powers. And these tools, I call them, are what are in my home and get me through all these things that are happening in my life's journey. And I hope they can be tools you can use, because I'm going to go through them in the coming weeks. And here are the 12 powers, starting with faith. This is in my home, in my wallet, in my house. Faith, imagination to see beyond all those things. Understanding, I explained last week. Will, the will to keep going. Zeal, my passion for life. Power, I have the power to be all that I am meant to be. Love is in my home. Wisdom, strength, order, ways to go through and do what I need to go. Elimination, where I let go and let God. And finally, the 12 powers, that power of life. I have life, a life forth energy within me. These are what are in my home. These will get me through all the outer world experiences that can be frustrating and sad and all of those words. I don't even know which ones to come up with. We know there because all of us have felt them, especially this year. These are tools that we can use in our home. So what do you have in your home? What tools do you have to keep you in peace? Ask yourself what they are and strive for positive attributes. If you're going to look outside yourself, look for people and people who inspire you. Not their belongings or the looks of their house and how much money they have, but the attributes of who they are to get you through. Because life ebbs and flows, as we know. This journey is not straight or upward, it's downwards and zigzag and crossways is all over. We can click our heels together and say there's no place like home. The home where God is within you, Put God first. The first commandment says, put God first. And as the song I've shared with you before, fly on faith. That's the first tool in the 12 powers. These are what you have. And I pray you have in your house, or if you hadn't thought of them, that you can think of them now. Because home is within you. And right there is a peace that passes all understanding, because it's confusing what's going on in the world. There's a Bible story that many of us have heard before of a widow who asks Elijah, a prophet, for help for paying her debts, because many of us have lost jobs and are seeking help and are in our homes or on the street, and we're asking for help, and she's asking this prophet, and the first thing he asks is, what do you have in your house? What's in your home? And then he shows her how to make the best possible use of all the available resources in her home. So what's in your home? And if you want greater prosperity in your home, you have to have a consciousness of prosperity. Even if you have 1 penny in your pocket, you have to have that consciousness to see beyond that physical penny, using those tools, and take inventory of your assets. Like Jesus, when he had the fish and the 5 loaves and he had 5,000 people, and he looked up. And it's not like looking to the sky, and he looked up. It's like looking within, to that home within, to ask for the faith and the understanding, to bring forth all that he needed. And he had enough to feed everyone. We too have those powers, for we are truly children of God. Realize that your spiritual house has everything you need to be happy and prosperous. Know that God is the source of your supply, and that his spirit is always working with you and through you. And one of the biggest tools that you have is prayer. Prayer will get you through. But with prayer, you have to move your feet. Ask for help if you need it. Do what needs to be done to keep on keeping on. Choose positive, faith-filled approach to every problem. And then bless it. As I said in our prayer, we must give thanksgiving and blessings and praise to all, even the smallest thing, like the mustard seed, to let it grow and become more. So give thanks and allow it to multiply. Let God to reveal to you always all the resources that are in your house, in your home, in your wallet. You have God's given talents and abilities and ideas and skills and knowledge and experiences that are valuable to you to get through any circumstance you go. And yes, you're going to feel down sometimes, but have faith. Let God expand your consciousness and appreciate your beauty, your abilities, and your ability to prosper, even in the midst of all that is going on. So what's in your house? 2 Kings 4:2 says, what have you in the house? What's in your house? So we're going to take these thoughts that we've talked about, and we're going to go into our meditation time. And I'm going to read the daily word for today. And I like it because it's called steadfast. And it affirms today, I am a steadfast spiritual seeker. I am a steadfast spiritual seeker. And that's what we need to be when we're going home in our hearts to find peace. So breathe in and out and center yourself right now in this moment. as a steadfast spiritual seeker. No matter where I may be on my path, sometimes my spiritual life feels easy and sometimes it feels hard. There are times I enjoy new insights, blissful clarity, and peace. Other times I may struggle, feeling stuck and directionless, or even lonely on my walk with God. At times like this, I renew my commitment to my spiritual path. Go home to yourself. Although my attention may have wandered, the divine presence within me has always remained steadfast, as near as my next thought. Wherever I am in space, time, or consciousness, I discover the love, strength, and wisdom of God expressing through me. Breathing in and out. And as Psalm 139, 9-10 says, if I take the wings of the morning and settle at the farthest limits of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me fast. So breathe in and out. In that place called home, where there is love, where there is peace, where there is joy. And take another deep breath in as we open our eyes and we come back to this place and we close. And this closing affirmation today is, God reveals to me the resources I have in my house. God reveals to me the resources you and I have in our homes. So let God be your guide. So I bless each and every one of you and know that God is guiding you each and every way. And you are blessed right now. And I behold the Christ in you. Namaste.